Right, what's happening, people, and welcome back to the Joey Knight podcast. Now, Chelsea have been very, very busy in this transfer window, which has now slammed shut. But when aren't we? And in this video, I want to rate the players, and there's, I think, 12 of them that Chelsea have brung in this transfer window. Here to help me do so is my good friend Josh Aveste, whose channel is linked in the description. So head over there, drop him a follow or subscribe, whatever you call it, on YouTube, and make sure that you hit the bell on his one so that when he uploads, you're in the right place at the right time to see his content. Josh, no massive change, to be honest, from Chelsea in this transfer window to any transfer window we've seen over the last 20-odd years, apart from when we had the ban. We spent big and we brought in a lot of signings. So let's start off from the cheapest acquisitions and we'll work our way all the way up to the record signing, which we all know is Moises Caicedo. Starting off, I want to give you the 3, 4, 5, however many categories we've got. So we have got unreal. That's the best. We got good. We got solid. We got meh. And we got bad business. I think they're all pretty self-explanatory, aren't they, what those categories mean and why we'd have each player in there. So let's start off with Diego Moreira. I think he was actually brought in on a free transfer.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I'm going meh. I thought he looked really weak against Wimbledon when we were there. Lucky enough to see him in the flesh, right? And even in pre-season, I felt that another player that we're about to talk about in a second, Angelo, was miles ahead of him. I understand why they've done it. It's a free transfer, but I just don't know if he's ever going to end up being Chelsea quality. What do you think?
I'd completely agree with you. I'd put him in there too. He might come good. He's 18 years old, so we'll see how he develops. But for the minute, I would say that a fair few of the transfers we bought in were ahead of him. So I think maybe he'll be one of those signings that we're looking to invest the money in and then sell on. But who knows? Jury's still out on Moreira. Let's move on after that to the man you previously mentioned, Angelo.
I'm going to go good. I think he's looked really, really solid in pre-season. I like that he's got that ability to take on a man. I think he would have fit really well into the system. And I almost am a little bit upset that we've stacked the wing positions as much as we have, because I think he could come back next season and cause us a few headaches. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed that we've sent him out on loan. What do you think?
I'm very excited to see how he does on loan. He's at Strasbourg, isn't he?
He is,
under
yeah.
Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
So how are they doing? Have you seen any of them?
They're doing okay.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily playing, which is a bit annoying. Especially when he had so much promise in pre-season and we've loaned him to our feeder club effectively and he's not playing.
I keep thinking this about Ipswich. I keep looking at Ipswich to see if Amari Hutchinson's playing, but he's not been starting matches either. So.
Yeah, Hutchinson is another one of those players that I don't think he'll ever play for Chelsea.
In terms of Angelo, I would put him in solid for the minute. I'm not going to put him in good just yet, although I've been impressed by the performances I've seen. But, you know, it was only in pre-season. Do I think that he can be a difference maker just yet? No, not just yet, and that's why I put him in solid. But that's one above meh, where I put Moreira. So it's not bad, not too bad. Next one, we're going to move on to David Washington. David Washington. Is it David or David?
It's David. Yeah,
David.
We know so much about this guy. We've been watching him since he was 12 in the Santos
12? I've been watching
system.
him since birth.
Yeah,
As soon as he came out, I was eyes on that boy.
We know all about him. I have to say, mate, I saw him on the touchline yesterday. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was going to be. He looks like a little kid in all the pictures. He's a big bloke. I've got no idea. I almost can't give him a rating, so should we just go solid? Because like he could be good, he could not be good.
Yeah, he's got to fall into meh or solid. Let's go solid.
Yeah.
Let's go solid.
Yeah.
On to the next one, which is Petrovic.
Petrovic, again, a player that we don't necessarily know that much about, but he's a young goalkeeper. Everything that I've heard about him is that he's going to come in and really compete. Kevin Hitchcock was his former goalkeeping coach. Wow, okay. Obviously, the connection with Chelsea. He's been singing his praises, so it seems like that is a good bit of business. Again, I think we just go solid now because I don't know that much about him. Do you agree with that one?
I'm going to go solid with that one. Yeah, solid. The next one up is the man from Brighton, our number one between the sticks, Robert Sanchez. Where are you going with this one?
Well, I'm really interested to see what you think first, right? Because there's been a lot of heat on this guy recently, hasn't there? What do you think about it?
Right, should I give you where I'm putting him?
Yeah.
I'm going to say meh.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's so
because,
harsh.
But then it depends how you define meh. I define meh as in like, you know, say for example, right? My girlfriend's cooking dinner. What are we having? Oh, bangers and mash. Will I eat it? Yeah. Of course I will. Will I go out for seconds? Yeah, of course I will.
You're not happy about it, though.
But I'm not, you know, she's not gone, oh, I've made you lobster mac and cheese. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's, yeah. You know, because the way I see it is this. For me to put him in good would have to mean that I believe that he is the best possible option in his position right now to even go in good, yeah? And until we see more of Petrovic, I don't know where I can put him. So, yeah, I would put him in there, but I believe you're going to put him a little bit better than that.
I think just solid. I think he was a very good option. He wasn't incredibly expensive. He's 25. He's got the ability to grow and improve. I like that he's got the captain-esque mentality. I like what he does with the team. I think he will get better in our squad. So I think overall, I think it's a relatively good signing, and I'm happy with it. I missed a big, strong, tall, proper goalkeeper, and he ticks those boxes.
Yep, I can't disagree with that. Let's go with Leslie Ugochukwu. I know you like Ugochukwu.
Really like him, yeah. Really, really like him. I thought it was a bit of a travesty that he didn't come on and play yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought that he should have been a replacement for Caicedo. So take Caicedo out, put Ugochukwu in. And I actually think those two lads could play very well together in the base midfield. Maybe that's what unlocks Enzo.
Wouldn't it be ironic if Ugochukwu, because a few people have said to me, yeah, imagine now Lavia comes in, he's better than Caicedo. I'll go one better than that. Wouldn't it be ironic if Ugochukwu's the one that ends up being this Makelele Kante-esque powerhouse in midfield? I've been impressed from what I've seen of him. I'd put him above solid. I'd put him in good. 27 million, 19 years old, gonna have real good sell-on value and has looked pretty good when we've seen him. And we haven't only seen him in pre-season. We've seen him coming in these Premier League matches. So I think you put him in good. Would you put him there? Or?
Definitely. 19 years old. Transfer fee isn't that high. I've been really, really impressed with him. So yeah, I think that's absolutely good. Let's whack him straight in there.
A man who came under a little bit of fire after the display against Nottingham Forest. He did miss a sitter. He is a man that I like very much and see being a pivotal part of what we do going forward is Nicholas Jackson. Where are you putting him?
He's a very good signing, verging on unreal. Now, let me explain why I haven't put him in unreal, and I think he's just good.
You're going to ruffle feathers there saying about unreal.
I don't care, right?
I'm the same though.
I don't care. What I love about this is it's very, very similar to the way that people reacted about Didier Drogba. Do you remember when he first came in, people were saying he dives a lot. We don't know whether he's going to be good enough. What a waste of money. He's not quality. He hasn't hit the ground running. We don't think he's got it. People were questioning him like left, right and centre. And I love it that Jackson's taken the number. Like it feels like a rebirth of Didier's legacy here. And look, he is going to come good. He's going to score loads of goals for Chelsea. Once we've got some coaching around him, some bodies around him, some players actually playing to his strengths, I think he's going to be very, very good. And when you look at the figures around this, right, 37 million euros for a number 9 starting for you. Yeah. Like it's very, very good. Look at what Man United paid for Højlund. Like, is Jackson a better player than Højlund? We haven't seen that much of him, but I think he is. Like, of what I've seen of Højlund, and you look at the data that Højlund had in the Italian league, which is an easier league to play in. He didn't have as many goal contributions. And again, this guy, he's 22. It's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant signing. And for me, you've got to factor those things in. Transfer value, age, and what is he going to bring in the future? And I think all of those things, he's ticking the boxes. So I think like, come on, let's just think of a business perspective. If it's just a business perspective, it's unreal.
I'm going to go good. I'm not going to go as far as borderline unreal, but any viewer of this podcast, anyone that watches, and especially yourself, who I talk Chelsea with all the time, will know that I speak very highly of this kid, and I really, really do rate him. So it's not that I'm saying he doesn't have the potential to be unreal. I definitely do think he does. For the moment, at time, when I'm trying to keep a level head, which isn't too hard to do, seeing as we got pumped by Nottingham Forest yesterday. Well, it's only 1-0. You know, might as well give it a draw.
I wish it was that easy.
I'm going to say good. I am going to say good. Yeah. Axel Disasi. Where are you putting him?
What's the rank under meh?
We got bad business.
Yeah.
We got meh. We got solid. We got good. We got unreal. I'm going to put him in unreal for that goal against Lit. No, joking. I'll go first because I think that we might have sort of contrasting opinions on this. I am going to go... I'm going to go borderline bad business. And let me explain to you why. Well, I can't really go borderline. I've got to go meh or bad business. Let me go meh. Meh. With Axel Disasi. And I'm going to tell you why, but it is borderline bad business in my opinion. In my opinion, you were better off playing Trevor Chalobah rather than bringing in Axel Disasi. From what I've seen at Axel Disasi just yet, he's not a calamity. He's not nothing bad, you know what I mean? But I don't think that he is in the top 4 centre-backs at our club. Silva's better, Colwell's better, Badiashiel's definitely better, and at the minute I put Chalobah better. So if you say about, in my opinion, the 5th best centre-back at the club, and then you go a fee of 45 million euros, I think that does raise a significant question when it comes to, is this bad business or not? Would you disagree with me for putting him in meh?
I would disagree with you, yeah.
Yep.
Because I'm putting him in bad business.
Nice. Not nice, but...
This might be harsh, right? But I think we're going to have a problem next season because you've got Wesley Fofana coming back.
Forgot about him.
Exactly.
I didn't even mention him there, did I?
Exactly. Wesley Fofana's coming back. Badiashile is going to be there. Thiago Silva maybe is the one that perhaps Disasi does replace. But you've still got Trev there. And for me, and you and I agree on this, we've been very bullish about it. Trev, for me, was a classically underrated player who has done it in the Premier League, has never put a foot wrong for Chelsea. And actually, if you're playing this back 4-5 hybrid system, played in that role and played incredibly well.
Yeah, people don't realise the significance of how good Chalobah has done to be an academy product. We mentioned earlier the amount of weight that these players have on their shoulders coming in and being relied upon. Chalobah's come in and done that to a T, mate. He came in to the lineup under Thomas Tuchel and... it might have even been Frank Lampard beforehand. But as soon as he came into that lineup, again, never put a foot wrong. And, you know, we look at the likes of Mark Gahey, Zuma, Tomori, players that have left. I think that, you know, if Trev leaves, which by all accounts, it didn't happen this transfer window, but the signals are there that he might, that would be up there with those sort of moves where we look at those players, they move on and then they do a really good job. And it's telling, isn't it, that Thomas Tuchel's Bayern Munich were in for Chalobah. So I know we're talking about Chalobah there, but it's sort of relevant when we mentioned Disasi. So you're putting him in bad business.
I think so. I think we're going to regret it. And what I didn't realise is how old he was. He's 25. He should be coming in and being like the finished product that completes the centre-back sort of 3 or 2, whatever you're going with. And I feel that he's looked a little bit leggy. Now, look, it's harsh, right? This is harsh, and putting him in bad business is slightly unfair. But I think I'm looking at it with the context of our overall defensive lineup, especially with Fofana coming back. But is he ever going to be fit enough? That's the problem.
Well, we've just mentioned the fact that he's 25, right? And I actually heard that the reason that Chelsea never made a move for a cheaper man than him in James Maddison was because Maddison was 26 and we got a policy where we don't sign anyone over the age of 25. Now, I know Maddison's a centre-attacking midfielder and Disasi's a centre-back, but when you look at the depth we've got there, albeit 1 or 2 of them have carried injuries and whatnot, it does sort of beg the question, and you know, maybe Cole Palmer answers that question, but it does sort of beg the question, well, if you were going to sign a 25-year-old Axel Disasi, why not look at a 26-year-old James Maddison? You're ruling him out purely on his age when he would have been cheaper and he could have really solved some problems that we have now seen arise this season. So yeah, maybe I'll move Disasi to bad business as well, and it's going to come back to bite me in the arse. Hopefully it does, because that means that he ends up doing well. So I'd love nothing more than it to come back and bite me in the arse. But I sort of wanted to put him there anyway, but I didn't want to be clickbaity. So, but now you've done it, I'm going to follow your lead.
What I'd say, final point on Disasi is I feel that we are being a little bit harsh, and he looks strong and able. I just want to see it on the pitch, and I would love, as you say, to be convinced. So let's see if he does, mate.
Okay, let's move on to the deadline day signing. Cole Palmer came out of nowhere. I am really happy about it for a start. And I actually thought the small cameo we got to see of him yesterday gave us real cause for optimism around that signing. So where would you put Cole Palmer in this tier list?
I'm going to go solid, but I think he could be a meh.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm looking at the price, right? And I'm looking at what they paid for Maddison. And I'm thinking, would Maddison have been a better signing?
Okay, now, from a business perspective, can I just say that they're not, unless it's Saudi or something like that, or he has an absolutely unreal season and someone bigger than Spurs wants to come in for Maddison, there's not going to be a massive amount of sell-on value. When he's 26 now, he signed a 4-year contract. If he's 30 and, you know, Saudi are still splashing out money, then there's always that potential. But I don't think we can all be hanging our hats on Saudi Arabia to come and bail players out. What I would say is, Cole Palmer, 21 years old, there's going to be significant sell-on value and a lot more so than maybe a James Maddison. So that's why I wouldn't even think about him in a mare. But let's go, because I'm sure you'll have more than just one reason why.
Yeah, I think with him, I've heard rumours about his mentality and his attitudes, and whether City are always one of those clubs that when they're happy to let someone go, there's a reason why. And so I really hope that I'm wrong here, and I really hope that he comes in and really impacts the first team and can fill in the void where Nkunku's injury has created a gap in centre attacking mid. I hope he does fill that, and I think really he'll end up being more of a bench player. But that's why, like, I'm looking at it now and I'm going 47 million euros, 21-year-old. I don't know, like I'm just not sure that this is going to be as happy as what we think. But saying that, he played very well against Forest when he came on. And I hope that I'm wrong.
I am going to put him in good. And I don't know, for some reason, I think this could go into unreal at some point in the future.
Wow.
I really like him. I think he looks very good. I think that at such a developing age mentally, to have worked under Pep Guardiola for all them years is going to massively benefit us. You know, Pep has a weird way of benefiting sometimes other clubs, but definitely from our sake, the national team. You know, if England do go and win anything, we've got to give a lot of thanks to Pep Guardiola for the work he's done with some of these players. And I think that taking that asset off of Pep's hands, he's gone from Pep. He's not going from Pep to Potter. Yeah, as much as I love the man, I absolutely love him. He's not going from Pep to Lampard. He's going from Pep to Poch, yeah? And that's a good little switch there. I think he'll come good. I'm going to put him in good. I think that maybe one day we'll look back on it and say I'm real. But I always respect your opinion, mate, so it's not a massive disagreement we're having here. But, you know.
We're friends.
I'll tell you who aren't friends. You and Cole Palmer. Right. Christopher Nkunku. I'm going to start, lay it on the table. I know we haven't seen all that much of him just yet. He's a solid good, and he could be a borderline unreal for me.
Harsh, unreal, done.
Really?
Simple as that. Yep, absolute top quality, best signing that we've made this window. 25, very, very good. He's going to come in and be the talisman of our team when he's fit. So we just need to see him being fit. When he played in pre-season, that hookup with Jackson was brilliant. And I think we're really missing him. And I think we would have won a few more games if he was playing.
That magic number there, 25, that says it all for me, because I think not only are you a player who has got, you know, age on their side, but there's more of a guarantee with you. There really is. You've played at a good level in the Bundesliga. You play for PSG. You're at that prime time in not only your ability, but also your mentality right now, the way your mind is. And I think it's going to be really, really good for Christopher Nkunku. One man who there's maybe a little bit more uncertainty over just yet. I don't know whether he's injured or a lack of fitness, but we haven't seen him in the lineup or in the squad just yet. And that is Romeo Lavia. Signed for 58 million, I think. 8 million over the asking price from Southampton. Where are you putting him?
It's a lot of money for a player that's come out of a relegated team. Obviously, we put in a bid for him straight after he moved to Southampton. What a weird transfer that would have been if he'd end up going to Southampton and then coming straight to us. It would have been.
What did we bid for him before? Do you remember?
It was about 45, I think. Right. About 45, 50 odd. So it's basically.
I like how other teams, will go up by like 2.5 mil. Maybe the more ambitious ones might go up by 5 mil. With Chelsea, we go 45. No, 58. It's like
it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
48.
Yeah.
That's why I love him. Where are you putting him? I feel like I know. I feel like you might be putting this borderline there.
I would go borderline, but I'll give him solid. The reason why is because he is so young, and because I rate Joe Shields' recommendations so highly.
Yeah.
And obviously, yes, he recommended Cole Palmer, but he really loved Lavia as well.
Big up Joe Shields. He's I think he watches the podcast, to be fair.
No way.
I actually think he
No
does,
way.
Well, do you know what it was? The other day, I see him on Instagram or whatever, and I thought, it's Joe Shields, but he's got like a private account. So I'll give him a little follow and whatever. Might not accept. He's accepted. Follow me back. And then when I looked at his followers, my old page that I had transitioned over to this one from, he was already following that. So,
no way.
Yeah, so I think he's a watcher of the podcast.
I love that. Well, Joe Shields, if you're watching now, we love your transfer business and we really respect you.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's absolutely brilliant. And I love what he's doing on Instagram, where he is like interacting with fans and like sharing the love of the boys. Like, I love that. He's building a real community. And I really, really respect his talent ID. I think he's got some of the best talent ID in the business.
Yeah, I think so.
So let's share the love for him.
Good staff member there. Joe, if you want to ever come on the podcast, hit me up.
Let's know. And also, if you want any help with any of the transfers, Joey and I are available on a consultancy basis.
Yes, consultancy, not a playing basis, because I am absolutely rubbish. I am going to put Romeo Lavia in solid. I think he could come good. I think he could come unreal. There's a lot of potential there. The only reason I can only put him in solid and not good just yet is if you ask me, okay, where does he definitely play on the pitch? I'm going to go, not in terms of positionally, but in this side, where is his starting berth? And I know that transfer fees are inflated and maybe in 5 years' time we won't even look at close to 60 mil as a massive amount of money. But at this moment in time, I'm a little bit like, well, if you're not a guaranteed first team start and we just spent that sort of money on you, you know. So, yeah, I'd have to put him in solid, but I think a really good player. Yeah. Let's cap it off with the creme de la creme, the man we broke the bank for, which is Moises Caicedo. We've gone over 100 million for him. Liverpool were in for him. Brighton wanted to keep hold of him at first, but Chelsea managed to get him over the line. And I'm very interested to know where you would rank him in this tier list.
It's too much money.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's too much money. And he's going to have that transfer fee over his head for the rest of his career now. He is a very, very good player. I wish we'd paid 65 to 70 million for him. I don't feel that he's worth the money that we paid. And I think what that then does is it implicates every other transfer move that we try and do in the rest of the summer and for the next 2 years, because that's the way that FFP is calculated. And so if you're asking me on transfer fee, I'm saying borderline meh. If you're asking me on the player quality, I'm going to go good. So maybe the answer is solid.
It's so contrasting, this transfer, because there's certain layers to it, like the transfer fee, like the precedent it sets going forward, like the way we're interpreted or perceived as how we do our business, and that whole thing that I've mentioned to you before of other clubs thinking, we get them in the end. We can put our transfer price literally sky high, and yeah, all right, they might not buy it at first, but towards that deadline day, they'll come in and we'll get them in the end. So I think from that point of it, you look at it and you go, well, it's bad business then, isn't it? We've set a bad precedent of going forward. We've you know, not tarnished our name, but we've maybe dampened the perception of how we operate in the transfer market, if you can really dampen it. And Chelsea have got a bad reputation of that. So from that side, you're going to go bad business, I think. And I actually think that that's legit and can't really argue it. But when I look at the player we get in, I do think that he's going to come good. I do think that he's going to be a pivotal part in that midfield. And I think what softens the blow for me is if it doesn't happen for Caicedo, the law of averages would tell you that one of Lavia or Ogachukwu, it will come good for, and they will fill that central defensive midfield hole that we've sort of had since Kante.
And Santos. Let's not forget about Santos.
Yeah.
All of these players, it just blows my mind, mate. We've got so many of these players coming back on loan, and we've already got a squad of 27.
He's at Forest as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Forest have done some business,
They've done
mate.
some
Callum
very good.
Hudson-Odoi, Santos, the kid that you were going on about, to add to a few good players they got. Yeah, Forest could be dark horses this year for like coming towards that top 10 maybe. And I put them to get relegated, I think, so shows how much I fucking know.
I mean, you didn't know what was going to go on in the transfer window on deadline day, so we'll give you that.
No. Okay, where am I putting him? I'm going to go good.
Yeah, the transfer fee for me puts him in solid, but other than that, I would say that he's good. And actually borderline unreal in terms of a player. So this is the thing, we're judging it on all those other factors, right? We're not just saying how good the player is. So that's why I'm going solid, because I just think they overpaid.
Well, one reason I love to do this podcast is because you lot are always going to let me know exactly what your thoughts are on everything we spoke about. So let's have the ones that you disagree with. Maybe players that we've put in either bad business or meh or solid. Whatever you disagree with, I want to know in the comments, and I want to know your reasons why. Once again, I want to thank Josh for coming on the channel, and I know you lot are loving the link up that we have got going on, me and Josh here. So please do me a massive favour, head over to Josh's channel, subscribe. He's banging out a lot of really good content that I know you lot will like. Also, this top here is unreal, isn't it? It's from Kitplug. I'm going to put the link to their page in the description. Kitplug, any sort of retro kits, I think even new kits they do, so definitely have a little look on there, because they're a very good business, and I'm loving the package they sent me of all these old tops in. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're not already, please subscribe, please hit the bell, because then you get notified when one of my videos goes live, and I will see you all in the next one. Jamie, he's not there.